What you're about to hear isn't a fantasy. It's a scenario military planners have quietly modeled for years. Short, controlled, intense. It signals seriousness without a single strike has done what decades of diplomacy could not. When the world woke up this week, the face of the Middle East had changed forever. Tonight, we unpack how the killing of Iran's most powerful figure didn't just reshape a region, it sent shockwaves across the globe. On February 28, 2026, a coordinated military offensive by the United States and Israel struck deep into the heart of Tehran. In the resulting barrage, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the architect of decades of Middle Eastern policy, was killed. His death was later confirmed by Iranian state media and Western sources. For more than 35 years, Khamenei had held absolute power over Iran's political, military, and religious apparatus. Under his rule, Iran became a regional powerhouse, exerting influence through proxy groups in Lebanon, Iraq, Syria, and Yemen, and constantly clashing with Western interests, especially over nuclear ambitions. But what happened in those early hours was not simply a tactical strike. It was strategic the joint US-Israeli operation, codenamed Operation Epic Fury, targeted not only leadership compounds, but also missile facilities, command centers, and key military infrastructure. Multiple Iranian officials, including high-ranking commanders, were confirmed killed in the strikes alongside Khamenei. Within hours, Tehran was alight with explosions and replies. Iran's military launched retaliatory attacks across the region, hitting US and Israeli bases in places like Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, and the UAE, forcing global air traffic disruptions and raising fears of wider conflict. The reactions were immediate and extreme. In cities from Tehran to Isfahan, thousands poured into the streets, mourning their leader and demanding revenge. Iran declared a 40-day mourning period, and top officials vowed punishment for the aggressors. Across the world, political responses were swift and polarized. Some Western leaders backed the strikes as a justified blow against a regime long accused of destabilization and nuclear ambitions. Others, including China and Russia, condemned the action as a violation of international law. Even in South Asia, deadly protests erupted, with demonstrators attempting to storm a US consulate in Karachi, Pakistan, leaving scores of people dead in clashes. At home in the United States, massive protests erupted both for and against the strikes. In cities from Washington, D.C. to New York, thousands marched decrying interventionists and calling for peace. But the geopolitical implications go far beyond protest lines. Without Khamenei's iron grip, Iran faces a leadership vacuum. Its next leader must navigate internal divisions, external threats, and an emboldened opposition. Some analysts warn this could push Iran toward even more extreme policies. Others believe it could bring reform factions to the forefront. Meanwhile, global markets trembled. Oil prices and world powers called emergency sessions at the United Nations, urging restraint as conflict teetered on the edge of expansion. This isn't the end. It may be the beginning of a new and more dangerous chapter in Middle Eastern geopolitics. When a leader who shaped half a century of history is suddenly gone, the world doesn't just mourn. What comes next may redefine global alliances and rewrite the rules of power.